the strangest creatures on Earth and how they live. Introduction: Earth's hidden aliens. Rocket before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. You won't believe the creatures we're about to show you. Some so bizarre, they seem straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. But they're real, and they live right here on Earth. When we think of life on our planet, we often picture familiar animals. Birds soaring through the sky, fish swimming in the oceans, and mammals like us dominating the land. But beneath the surface, in the darkest depths of the ocean, the most extreme deserts, and even inside other living beings, there exist organisms that defy everything we thought we knew about biology. Some can survive in boiling acid. Others don't need oxygen to live, and a few could even survive in space. Scientists call these life forms extremophiles, creatures that push the limits of what we consider possible. Their existence challenges the very definition of life and raises an even bigger question. If such strange beings exist here on Earth, what kind of life might be lurking on other planets? Microscope. In this video, we're going to explore animals that defy the laws of evolution, creatures that could survive in outer space, organisms that are practically immortal, life forms that seem more alien than earthly. And for those of you who think you've seen it all, stick around, because the final creature we'll discuss is so unbelievable. Some scientists think it might hold the key to understanding how life began on other planets. Speech balloon. Before we begin, let us know in the comments. Which do you think is stranger, deep-sea creatures, microscopic life, or animals that defy death? Backhand index pointing right. Let's dive in. Globe showing America's microscope. Part 1. Animals that defy the laws of evolution. Rocket. Before we begin, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below, because what you're about to see will change how you think about life on Earth. Evolution is supposed to follow a predictable pattern. Species adapt to their environments, the weak die out, and the strong survive. But some creatures seem to have completely ignored the rules of natural selection, existing in their bizarre, ancient forms for millions or even billions of years. How have they survived? And what can they tell us about evolution's strangest loopholes? 1. The horseshoe crab, a 450-million-year-old survivor. Imagine if a dinosaur walked past you on the beach today. That's basically what happens every time you see a horseshoe crab. These armored, alien-like creatures have remained virtually unchanged for 450 million years, surviving mass extinctions that wiped out 99% of life on Earth. Microscope. Scientific insight. Researchers like Dr. Carl Schuster have studied horseshoe crabs extensively, discovering that their survival is largely due to their incredible immune system. Their blue blood contains a unique chemical, limulus amoebocyte lysate, LAL, that clots instantly when exposed to bacteria, protecting them from deadly infections. This blood is so valuable that the medical industry harvests it to test vaccines and surgical equipment for contamination. Speech balloon. What do you think? If horseshoe crabs have survived for 450 million years without changing, does that mean evolution isn't necessary for survival? Or are they just an ultra-perfect design that never needed an upgrade? 2. The coelacanth, the living fossil that shouldn't exist. In 1938, scientists made a shocking discovery off the coast of South Africa. A coelacanth, a fish thought to have gone extinct 66 million years ago. This deep-sea predator, with its lobed fins and primitive lungs, was once believed to be an evolutionary stepping stone between fish and land-dwelling creatures. Microscope. Scientific debate. Experts like Dr. Hans Frick argue that coelacanths survived because they evolved extremely slowly, avoiding competition by living deep in the ocean where few predators exist. Others, like evolutionary biologist Dr. Mike Benton, believe they might represent an evolutionary dead end, a species so well adapted to its environment that it simply never needed to change. Speech balloon. What's your take? Does the survival of creatures like the coelacanth prove that some species can cheat evolution? Or is this just a rare fluke in natural history? 3. Tardigrades, the indestructible microanimals. If Earth were hit by a massive asteroid, nuclear war, or even the explosion of the sun, almost all life would be wiped out. Almost. Because tardigrades, tiny, 8-legged creatures no bigger than a grain of sand, would likely survive. Microscope. Scientific studies. Tardigrades can withstand extreme radiation, total dehydration, and temperatures from absolute 0 to over 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Researchers at Oxford University have even found that these creatures could survive in the vacuum of space, leading some astrobiologists to wonder, could life on Earth have originally come from microscopic organisms like tardigrades that traveled here on asteroids? Speech balloon mind-blowing, right? Could tardigrades be an example of how life might survive on other planets? If they're this resilient, could they even be alien in origin? Let us know in the comments. Rocket, and that's just the beginning. In the next section, we'll explore creatures that defy death itself, including one animal that might actually be immortal. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because the strangest is yet to come. Part 2, Animals that cheat death. Rocket, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below, because what you're about to learn might make you question everything you know about life and death. What if death wasn't the end? What if some creatures could reverse aging, regenerate lost body parts, or even achieve biological immortality? Believe it or not, nature has already created these biological wonders. From regenerating limbs to potentially living forever, these creatures redefine what it means to die. 1. The immortal jellyfish, a creature that can live forever? Meet Turritopsis dohrnii, a tiny jellyfish that doesn't age like other animals. Instead, when it experiences injury, starvation, or environmental stress, it performs a miraculous trick. It reverts back into its juvenile form, essentially starting life over again. In theory, this process could go on indefinitely, making it biologically immortal. Microscope scientific research. Studies from marine biologist Dr. Stefano Perino have confirmed that Turritopsis dohrnii achieves this feat through cellular transdifferentiation, a process that allows its cells to transform into a completely different type. Scientists are fascinated by this ability because it could hold clues to human anti-aging treatments. Could we one day learn how to reverse aging in humans by studying this jellyfish? Speech balloon, what do you think? If science unlocked the secret of biological immortality, would you want to live forever? Or would endless life come with unexpected consequences? Let us know in the comments. 2. The axolotl, the animal that can regrow its own heart and brain. If you lose a limb, that's it, it's gone forever. But if you're an axolotl, a salamander native to Mexico, losing a limb is just a minor inconvenience. This amphibian can regrow entire body parts, including its limbs, spinal cord, heart, and even parts of its brain. Microscope regeneration research. Scientists like Dr. Eli Tanaka have studied axolotls to understand how they regenerate so perfectly. Their immune systems prevent scar tissue from forming, allowing them to rebuild organs and limbs as if they were brand new. Some researchers believe that unlocking the axolotl's genetic secrets could lead to breakthroughs in human medicine, including treatments for paralysis and amputations. Speech balloon, your thoughts? If humans could regenerate like axolotls, how would that change the world? Would it lead to superhuman abilities, or would it create ethical dilemmas about medical treatments? Drop your thoughts below. 3. The hydra, a tiny creature that defies aging. Most animals experience aging due to cellular damage and DNA degradation. But not the hydra, a tiny freshwater organism that seemingly never grows old. Instead of deteriorating over time, its stem cells continuously renew, allowing it to replace aging cells and stay young indefinitely. Microscope groundbreaking studies. Biologists at the University of Kiel have found that hydras express an unusual amount of the FOXO gene, which plays a crucial role in cell repair and longevity. Since humans also have this gene, some researchers speculate that enhancing FOXO activity could extend human lifespans. Could studying the hydra be the key to drastically increasing human longevity? Speech balloon mind-blowing, right? Do you think science should push the limits of human aging? Would extreme longevity be a dream come true, or would it create new problems? Join the discussion in the comments. Rocket, and we're just scratching the surface. Up next, we'll explore animals that can survive in extreme conditions that should kill them instantly, including one that could outlive the human race itself. Don't forget to like and subscribe because the most mind-blowing creatures are still ahead. Part 3, Animals that survive the impossible. Rocket before we get started. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. You're about to discover creatures that defy the very limits of life itself. Some can survive in outer space, others withstand boiling heat, and one can even come back from the dead. Life on Earth has evolved to endure some of the harshest conditions imaginable. While humans need oxygen, food, and water to survive, some creatures exist in environments where life should be impossible. Let's dive into the world of nature's ultimate survivors. 1. The tardigrade, the indestructible water bear. Meet the tardigrade, an 8-legged microscopic creature that can survive freezing temperatures, boiling heat, crushing pressure, and even the vacuum of space. Tardigrades have been found in deep-sea trenches, the Antarctic ice, and even survived exposure to outer space when scientists sent them on a mission aboard the European Space Agency's Photon M3 spacecraft. Microscope scientific research. According to Dr. Ingemar Johnson, tardigrades survive extreme conditions by entering a state called cryptobiosis, where they completely shut down their metabolism and dehydrate their bodies to just 3%. This allows them to withstand radiation, complete vacuum, and temperatures from -272 degrees Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius. When conditions improve, they simply rehydrate and return to life. Speech balloon, what do you think? If humans could enter a cryptobiotic state like tardigrades, would we be able to survive deep space travel or extreme environments on other planets? Could this be the key to colonizing Mars? Let us know your thoughts. 2. The Pompeii worm, the animal that lives in boiling water. Imagine living in a place hotter than a kitchen stove. For the Pompeii worm, Alvinella pompejana, that's just another day. This deep-sea worm lives near hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean, where temperatures reach over 176 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Celsius, hot enough to kill most life forms instantly. Microscope, how does it survive? Scientists from the University of Paris found that the Pompeii worm survives thanks to a layer of heat-resistant bacteria covering its body. These bacteria act as a biological armor, insulating the worm from extreme heat. The worm also produces special heat shock proteins that prevent its cells from breaking down at high temperatures. Speech balloon crazy, right? If life can survive such extreme heat, could similar organisms exist on Venus or Jupiter's moon Io, where temperatures are scorching? What do you think? Could heat-resistant microbes be living on other planets right now? Drop your theories below. 3. The resurrection plant, a living organism that comes back from the dead. What if you could completely dry out, lose nearly all of your water, and still come back to life? That's exactly what the resurrection plant, Selaginella lepidophylla, does. This desert plant can survive for years without water, appearing completely dead. Then, as soon as it receives moisture, it miraculously springs back to life. Microscope, the science of resurrection. Studies from the University of California show that the plant produces special proteins that protect its cells during dehydration, preserving its structure until water returns. Some researchers believe this ability could be applied to long-term food storage, medicine preservation, and even future human hibernation technologies. Speech balloon, mind-blowing question for you. If humans could pause their biological functions like the resurrection plant, could we one day enter suspended animation for space travel? Would you volunteer to be put into hibernation for a 1,000-year journey to another star system? Tell us in the comments. Rocket, we're just getting started. In the next section, we'll explore animals that can manipulate their own biology to blend into their surroundings, or even change their body structure entirely. Make sure you're subscribed, because the weirdest creatures are still to come. Masters of biological manipulation, creatures that redefine evolution. Rocket, before we dive into today's topic, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. What if I told you there are creatures that can change their entire body structure, rewrite their genetic code, or even manipulate their own biology to become nearly invincible? You're about to discover the most mind-bending examples of life's ability to adapt and transform. 1. The immortal jellyfish, a creature that reverses aging. What if aging wasn't inevitable? Meet Turritopsis dohrnii, the so-called immortal jellyfish. This tiny marine organism has the ability to revert to its juvenile state, essentially resetting its biological clock whenever it encounters stress, injury, or starvation. Microscope scientific research. Dr. Shin Kubota, a marine biologist at Kyoto University, has studied the cellular reprogramming process of this jellyfish. Unlike human cells, which degrade over time, Turritopsis dohrnii cells can undergo transdifferentiation, meaning they transform into different types of cells at will, allowing the jellyfish to start its life cycle anew. DNA implications for human medicine. This discovery has revolutionized the study of aging and regenerative medicine. Some researchers believe that understanding this jellyfish's genetic mechanisms could lead to breakthroughs in treating neurodegenerative diseases, organ regeneration, and even extending human lifespan. Speech balloon, your thoughts? If scientists could harness this jellyfish's abilities, would you choose to reset your biological age every few decades? Would immortality be a gift or a curse? Tell us in the comments. 2. The octopus, nature's ultimate shapeshifter and problem solver. The octopus is one of the most enigmatic and intelligent creatures on Earth. With 9 brains, 3 hearts, and the ability to change its skin color and texture within milliseconds, this cephalopod is like an alien species hiding in our own oceans. Microscope cognitive abilities and tool use. Studies by Dr. Jennifer Mather, an expert in cephalopod intelligence, reveal that octopuses can solve complex puzzles, escape enclosures, and even recognize individual humans. Some species, like the mimic octopus, the Moctopus mimicus, can imitate other marine animals, such as venomous lionfish or sea snakes, to avoid predators. DNA genetic anomalies and alien-like DNA. Unlike most animals, octopuses have an unusual genetic structure. A study published in Nature found that octopuses frequently edit their own RNA, meaning they can alter their genetic expression in real time without waiting for evolution to take its course. This ability is unheard of in most complex life forms and raises questions about how they evolved such advanced intelligence. Speech balloon, what do you think? Some scientists, including Dr. Martin Wells, have even speculated that octopuses are so genetically distinct from other life on Earth that they may have originated from extraterrestrial sources. Could cephalopods be an example of panspermia, life seeded from outer space? Would we recognize intelligent alien life if it didn't resemble us? Drop your theories below. 3. The axolotl, the creature that can regrow entire body parts. Imagine if you could regrow a lost limb, a damaged organ, or even parts of your brain. That's exactly what the axolotl, Ambystoma mexicanum, can do. This fascinating amphibian, native to Mexico, has one of the most advanced regenerative abilities in the animal kingdom. Microscope regeneration at the cellular level. Dr. Eli Tanaka from the Research Institute of Molecular Pathology in Vienna has found that axolotls can regenerate not just limbs but also their spinal cords, heart tissue, and even portions of their brain. Unlike mammals, which form scar tissue after injury, axolotls reactivate developmental pathways that rebuild tissues perfectly. DNA potential for human medicine. Scientists are currently studying axolotls to unlock the secrets of regenerative medicine. If we could harness the genetic mechanisms behind their healing process, we might one day cure paralysis, repair heart damage, or even regenerate human limbs. Speech balloon, would you sign up? If medical science advances to the point where humans can regrow lost limbs or organs, would you undergo a procedure to gain axolotl-like regeneration? Could this lead to a future where injuries become irrelevant? Let us know in the comments. 4. The glass frog, the living invisible animal. Now imagine a creature that's almost entirely see-through. The glass frog, Hyalinobatrachium fleischmanni, has translucent skin, allowing you to see its heart beating, its organs functioning, and even its blood flowing through its veins. Microscope, how does it work? Scientists from Duke University found that glass frogs store nearly 90% of their red blood cells in their liver while resting. This prevents their blood from absorbing and reflecting light, making them nearly invisible in certain environments. DNA applications in stealth technology. This biological invisibility has fascinated researchers in military and medical technology. Could a similar mechanism be used to develop adaptive camouflage for soldiers or stealth technology for aircraft? Some engineers are already looking into the physics of light manipulation inspired by glass frog biology. Speech balloon, what do you think? If humans could develop invisibility through genetic modifications, how would society change? Would it be used for ethical purposes, or would it create new security risks? Let us know your thoughts. Speech balloon, what do you think? If humans could develop invisibility through genetic modifications, how would society change? Would it be used for ethical purposes, or would it create new security risks? Let us know your thoughts. Rocket, what's next? We've only scratched the surface of the strangest and most biologically advanced creatures on Earth. In the next section, we'll explore animals that defy gravity, communicate with electrical signals, and even possess real superpowers. Fire, if you made it this far, you must hit like, subscribe, and tell us. Which of these creatures fascinated you the most? Could these evolutionary abilities inspire the future of human advancements? Drop a comment below. Final analysis: what these creatures reveal about evolution and the future of humanity. Through these extraordinary species, we see the raw power of evolution, its ability to shape life in ways that defy expectations. But beyond their uniqueness, these organisms force us to ask a deeper question. What do they tell us about the future of life on Earth, including our own? 1. Evolution is not a linear path, it's an arms race. The creatures we've explored, whether it's the immortal jellyfish, the octopus with alien-like intelligence, or the axolotl with unmatched regenerative abilities, demonstrate one key truth. Evolution is not about progress but adaptation. Biologist Stephen Jay Gould emphasized that evolution has no direction or end goal. If we rewound Earth's history and let life evolve again, intelligence might not have taken the same form as humans. The octopus or a social insect species could have dominated instead. Our existence is not inevitable, it's an accident of history. Yet, as we move into the future, humans are no longer just passive players in evolution. We are beginning to control it. 2. The human future, are we entering self-directed evolution? The study of these extraordinary animals is not just scientific curiosity. It's a roadmap for the next stage of human evolution. Genetic engineering, regenerative medicine, and AI-enhanced intelligence are pushing us beyond natural selection. The axolotl's regenerative abilities could inspire new medical treatments that allow humans to heal wounds, regrow limbs, or reverse organ damage. The immortal jellyfish's cellular reprogramming could hold the key to slowing or even halting human aging, leading to extended lifespans or near immortality. The octopus's neural structure, which evolved separately from vertebrate intelligence, could help us design advanced AI systems that think in entirely new ways. But should we embrace these changes? If we unlock the power of biological manipulation, would we still be human in the traditional sense? 3. Could humans become the next evolutionary anomaly? The creatures we examine challenge the limits of what life can be, but we, too, are on the brink of radical change. The rise of AI, genetic engineering, and biotechnological enhancements could create a future where some humans merge with machines, gaining cognitive abilities beyond anything nature ever produced. Others undergo biological modifications, taking inspiration from nature to become stronger, more resilient, and potentially even resistant to aging. A divide emerges between natural and enhanced humans, leading to a new form of evolutionary competition. This brings us to a fundamental question. Are we still evolving naturally, or are we rewriting the very rules of evolution? 4. What comes next? You decide. The creatures we've explored today are not just scientific curiosities. They are blueprints for what life can become, and perhaps hints of what we might one day be. Rocket, would you accept genetic modifications to enhance your intelligence, extend your life, or regenerate lost body parts? Fire, do you believe human evolution should continue naturally, or should we take control of our biological future? Speech balloon, drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if this blew your mind, and don't forget to subscribe, because the future of evolution is just getting started.